Hello, I hope you have a nice day. Today we're watching the movie Contracted. The film begins with a young woman named Samantha, who attends an event at her friend Alice's house. Upon arriving, Alice greets her with jokes and asks why she didn't come with Nikki. Samantha explains that Nikki is busy with work and might join them later. During their conversation, it's revealed that Samantha is a lesbian and that her girlfriend Nikki is also a woman. Alice steps away to get Samantha a drink. While she waits alone, a mysterious man watches her. Soon after, a young man named Riley approaches her. Riley has liked Samantha for a long time. However, she never returned his feelings and always tries to avoid him. Later, Samantha walks over to Alice, who is mixing drinks. Alice invites her to drink together. At first, Samantha refuses, but after some insistence, she finally agrees. Oddly, although Alice pushed for drinking, she doesn't drink herself. As Samantha starts getting drunk, she calls Nikki, who still hasn't arrived. While alone, the mysterious man from before approaches. In her drunken state, Samantha suspects nothing. The man tells her he noticed her from afar and feels drawn to her beauty. He finally introduces himself as BJ, and the two end up having sex in a car. The next day, Samantha wakes up in her bed. In her room, she keeps several flowers for an upcoming gardening contest. When she leaves, she's greeted by her mother. During their chat, it becomes clear that their relationship is not harmonious. Later, Samantha goes to a cafe to wait for Nikki. They talk and share thoughts. Nikki mentions Samantha doesn't look very healthy, but she brushes it off and says she just has a slight headache. Later, her mother invites her to dinner, but Samantha declines, saying she'd rather eat in her room. Hearing this, her mother gets sad and insists she stay for dinner. However, Samantha hurries off and suddenly feels a sharp headache. The next day, Samantha wakes up again, but this time there's a lot of blood coming from her lower body. Her face also looks less fresh than the day before. Assuming it's just her period, she doesn't worry much, though she notices a rash on her lower abdomen. She quickly showers and gets ready for work. Her mother, noticing her sickly appearance, says she doesn't look well, but Samantha ignores the concern and insists she's fine. On her way to work, Samantha talks to Alice on the phone. Alice says the police came to her house that morning looking for someone suspicious who had attended the party 2 days ago. The police said the man's name is BJ. Samantha pretends to know nothing when she hears this. Alice adds that if she sees him, she should call the authorities right away. She also says she regrets inviting someone she didn't know into her house. Once at work, Samantha decides to eat breakfast first, but starts feeling nauseous and loses her appetite. Then she's asked to change and attend to a new customer. To her surprise, it's Riley. He has deliberately come to see Samantha, but she politely dismisses him. Afterwards, Samantha asks to serve another customer. While helping a client, Samantha suddenly hears a loud buzzing in her ears. She tries to focus on what the customer is saying but can't hear clearly. Disoriented, she asks for a break and heads to the bathroom. As she starts to feel better, she's shocked to see the toilet full of blood. She panics and feels confused by what's happening. Samantha returns to the floor, but suddenly experiences severe stomach pain. She asks for permission to see a doctor and check her health. During the appointment, she tells the doctor she woke up with intense abdominal pain and heavy bleeding. The doctor checks her heart rate and finds it unusually slow. He examines her ears and throat. After the exam, he says she likely has an infection, although it doesn't seem related to the bleeding. Nervous, Samantha mentions a rash near her genital area. When the doctor examines it, he immediately asks if she's sexually active. Samantha quickly says she had sex only once, and it was 2 days ago. In the next scene, Samantha visits Nikki's apartment because she misses her a lot. Nikki, who has noticed changes in Samantha's face, is worried to see her, as her appearance has worsened each day. However, Samantha doesn't want to tell her what's really going on. She deeply cares for Nikki and fears rejection if she tells her the truth. Samantha tries to seduce Nikki into having sex, but Nikki isn't in the mood. Unsatisfied with her response, Samantha decides to visit Alice's house. When she arrives, Alice notices Samantha's left eye is red. Confused, Samantha doesn't feel pain, so she assumes maybe an insect got in. Alice suggests she see an eye doctor. Samantha goes home and notices her eye growing redder. While brushing her teeth, she feels something stuck in her mouth. When she spits, she's horrified to find one of her teeth has fallen out. Immediately, she feels nauseous and vomits blood. As her health worsens day by day, Samantha even forgets to care for her flowers, despite the upcoming contest. Her vomiting becomes more frequent, and her mother walks into her room to ask what's going on. But Samantha only tells her to leave. After her mother leaves, Samantha finally admits to herself that she had sex. To her surprise, her mother says, "I'm proud of you." On the third day, Samantha falls asleep in the bathroom. When she wakes up, both eyes are fully red, even more intensely, like blood. While showering, she doesn't realize her hair is falling out in large amounts. Later, just as she's about to leave the house, her mother catches her and drops the plate in her hand upon seeing her. Alarmed, she asks what's going on with her hair. Samantha is confused, not understanding what she means, until her mother says she has bald patches. At that moment, Samantha is stunned. Still, since she has to leave, she puts on a hat and walks out. Panicked, she heads to the doctor, but on the way, her boss calls asking her to stop by work to help with some customers. Reluctantly, Samantha agrees and starts working as usual. By chance, she receives an order to prepare. Once done, she hands the food to the customer. However, upon returning, she feels weaker and sicker. She notices her nails are brittle and dull. Suddenly, a scream echoes through the establishment. It's a customer outside. The customer is shocked to find a piece of nail in his food. They quickly realize it came from Samantha, whose nail had fallen off without her noticing. Embarrassed, Samantha is immediately fired by her boss. Shortly after Riley approaches her, Samantha tries to avoid him and says she has to see a doctor, but Riley insists on going with her. He also mentions he saw her with the mysterious man in the car that night. Embarrassed, Samantha quickly walks away. While waiting to see the doctor, she gets a call from Alice. Alice tells her the police caught the mysterious man and asked if she knew who had been intimate with him. Then, Alice directly asks Samantha if she met a man named BJ, but she refuses to admit it. When it's her turn to be examined, Samantha shows her eyes to the doctor. He says it could be caused by a virus or infection, but he doesn't know exactly what illness it is. He suggests it might be a rare sexually transmitted disease and, since he's unsure what to prescribe, he advises her to avoid any sexual activity until they identify the cause. In the next scene, Samantha heads to the flower contest and approaches the registration table to check in. One of the organizers recognizes her and says, "Oh, so you're the one with the beautiful flowers." However, his excitement vanishes when he sees that Samantha's flowers are completely withered. The staff ask her to remove her sunglasses, and upon seeing her physical condition, they hesitate to let her compete. After checking with another team member, they decide Samantha cannot participate. Frustrated and upset, she protests the decision, but her complaint is dismissed. After this, Samantha goes to Nikki's apartment. She knows Nikki is inside, but she doesn't open the door on purpose. Finally, Nikki comes out, though strangely, and immediately tells Samantha to leave. She says she knows everything because Alice told her. Nikki knows about Samantha's encounter with the mysterious man and that she's sick because of it. Desperate, Samantha begs her not to reject her, but Nikki stays firm in her decision. She also says she doesn't love her anymore. When Nikki tries to close the door, Samantha refuses and slams it in her face. At that moment, she grabs her by the neck and begins to strangle her until she's dead. More desperate and out of control, Samantha heads to Alice's house in a fit of rage. She's furious because Alice exposed her secret. During their heated argument, it's clear that Samantha has long known about Alice's feelings for her. Nervously, Alice admits she told Nikki the truth, hoping they would break up. However, seeing Samantha's increasingly terrifying state, she tries to keep her distance and warns her not to come any closer. but her resolve weakens when she tearfully confesses her love. As they share a tender moment, Samantha suddenly coughs blood onto Alice's face. Before she can react, Samantha bites her neck and tears it apart. Horrified by what she's done, she violently strikes Alice until she dies. A few days later, Samantha takes some clothes from Alice's closet to change. Then she calls Riley and asks him to come to Alice's house. Riley, unaware of the horror that awaits, arrives eagerly. While waiting, Samantha tries to fix her face to hide her sick look and hides Alice's body. When Riley comes in, concerned, he asks if she's okay. Lying, she tells him everything's fine. Samantha starts seducing Riley, pretending to be into him. Overwhelmed by his feelings, Riley gives in to her advances. However, during their encounter, he suddenly feels sharp pain, like something is biting him. Horrified, he realizes Samantha's body is crawling with worms writhing under her skin. Panicked, Riley runs to the bathroom and starts vomiting. He's furious after realizing Samantha deceived him. While trying to clean up, he discovers Alice's corpse in the tub. Dazed and terrified, he runs out of the house. In the next scene, Samantha returns to her mother's house. In tears, she apologizes for being a terrible daughter. However, her condition keeps worsening. She can no longer control herself and, while driving, passes out with the car still in motion. When she wakes up, Samantha has fully transformed into a zombie. Driven by uncontrollable hunger, she begins attacking those around her. Her mother, devastated to see what her daughter has become, tries to approach her. Meanwhile, the police are ready to shoot her, but her mother stops them, desperately screaming that she's still her daughter. In a final attempt to calm her down, she offers a hug. However, Samantha, fully consumed by the virus, attacks and bites her own mother. The screen fades